Batman, on a level, you could be the greatest individual in football history.
We are back with another video. Manchester United versus Chelsea match reaction. It ended 1-1. Casemiro with a head at the end. But before we get started, make sure you guys like the video, comment your thoughts on the game, subscribe to the channel, and listen. Where do we get started? I don't know what to make of that game. I'll say first half, I feel like United were probably the better side. We obviously had the advantage in the central areas before Potter obviously made that change, bringing on Kovacic. And I feel like we used that numerical advantage in the middle very well. I feel like we dominated the ball. I think Casemiro, besides the goal, was brilliant today. And listen, we had... I'm not going to say like there was... I don't think the Rashford chance was as clear-cut as people are making out. I think Kepa done extremely well closing down the angle. Because I heard Roy Keane say at halftime, I think Ronaldo scores. I don't know if he does. I don't think that's an easy as chance as everyone's making out. But I need to watch that chance again, kind of thing, innit? Anthony, I'll be honest, has to score that. It was on his right foot, I know. But come on, man. That was a simple chance. But overall, we contained Chelsea very well. I was very, very impressed. I think, I'll be honest, massive shame for Rafa Varane. Because I'll be honest, Rafa Varane was my man in the match before he came off. I thought today, before obviously the injury, was arguably his best game in the United shirt. I thought he was carrying the ball well. Defensively, was calm. And I always say, on the ball, I worry about Rafa Varane at times. But today, that was the best I've seen of Rafa Varane on the ball, in my personal opinion, kind of thing, innit? I think, listen, Sancho, 25, I'm tired of talking about him, kind of thing, innit? But I thought he was invisible. I thought Rashford was poor up top. I thought Anthony had his moments on the right. He definitely looked like the brightest out of the front three. I thought Bruno was all right in the first half. I think Casemiro, funnily enough, I don't know if Erik Ten Hag got that decision right. Obviously, hindsight's a beautiful thing. It may, like, Ten Hag obviously wanted to bring Eriksen back in, but I thought Eriksen was probably the worst at the midfield three. I thought stopping possession, taking too long to pass the ball at times. And defensively, especially when Kovacic got on, I was like, Kovacic, his athleticism combined with Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I thought he could struggle. Obviously, Ten Hag brought on Fred 5 minutes into the second half, which was the correct call, but I don't know, mate. Like, listen, he was ill, kind of thing, and you could kind of see from the performance. Martinez, listen, I'm running out of words to describe this guy. Martinez is our best player in that side. Minus maybe Casemiro. I think Martinez is that good, and he's comfortably one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League, kind of thing, innit? Second half, listen, as soon as Kovacic came on, the game completely changed. We lost that advantage in the middle. Fair play to Graham Potter for making that change, because I'll be honest, not many managers make a tactical switch in the first half. I thought maybe he would have got to the first 45 and then made a change. But listen, fair play to Graham Potter. It worked for him. Second half, I'll be honest, we did nothing besides the goal, kind of thing, innit? We really, really struggled, but I don't think we were defensively really tested, if that makes sense. Obviously, Chelsea had a couple half chances even in the first half with Aubameyang. But overall, I think in the second half, they had one shot on target, and that was the goal. They had 3 shots in total. I think United contained them very, very well. Going forward, did we offer much? Nah, I'll be honest. Second half, I feel like the game changed in the first half as soon as Kovacic came on, kind of thing. But second half, we really struggled to kind of get a foothold into the game, kind of thing. Chelsea changes. Listen, they brought on Pulisic, Broja, that Carney, Chukwuemeka guy, can never say his name. And I'll be honest, even then, I didn't think we were going to concede. The penalty, listen, is stupidity from Scott McTominay. I've seen people say it's not a penalty. Listen, as soon as you get both hands on the play, it's a penalty in my head, kind of thing, innit? That's just a harsh reality of things. It was a penalty you got given. You move on from it, kind of thing. It was our mistake. And then Casemiro with a header. Sensational header. Absolute sensational header. That ball by Luke Shaw, because I want to talk about Luke Shaw, by the way, was sensational as well. But I think Casemiro, listen, he was arguably our best player on the pitch. I think overall his performance, defensively, 10 ball recoveries, 1-9 of his duels, which was the most on the pitch. Most ball recoveries on the pitch, sensational. And Luke Shaw. I remember a couple of weeks ago when Malacia was playing well, I said I think Luke Shaw will eventually get placed back just because I think he's better than him. I know a lot of you got onto me, but I feel like I do deserve a bit of credit for that because I think Luke Shaw just offers a different dynamic. And the way Luke Shaw's playing right now, obviously you can say he's frustrating in terms of mentality, all of that stuff. Today he played very, very well. That ball that he put in was brilliant. Similar to the ball that he put in the Champions League for Ronaldo. I think it might have been against Villarreal, Atalanta. But that ball was sensational, and Casemiro with a header, brilliant. And I'll be honest, I think Luke Shaw overall, his entire game, brilliant. Absolute brilliant. In terms of the ball progression he brings to the side, he's our best left back at that. And I hope people are now starting to realize. And I said it before, I think Luke Shaw, in terms of technical abilities, is top 3 left backs in the league. The other side of Luke Shaw, in terms of maybe his intensity, is improving this year. But overall, I can get why people have the question marks. But listen, man, it's a difficult one to say kind of thing. But if you go away to a top 6 side and get a draw, I don't think that's a horrible result. I know people are going to be disappointed. I think a draw is a fair result, and I think United should be happy. Especially, listen, you can see it in the 87th minute, showing character to come back. Fair play, because before the game, obviously with the Ronaldo situation, and Martial out, our bench was looking diabolical, I'll be honest. And I've seen people blame Ten Hag for the subs. I think that's very harsh. I looked at the bench today and I'm like, what can Ten Hag really do in terms of maybe an offensive change? Because I saw a lot of the commentators were saying United changes were negative, same with Chelsea. But our most attacking player was Anthony Elanga on the bench alongside Garnacho. And I thought, listen, Ten Hag made the right change in terms of bringing on Elanga. I would have brought him on potentially before, but he made the difference. Even that driving run to win us that free kick, you saw the difference in the intensity that he brings compared to a Jadon Sancho kind of thing. And listen, man, it's going to be interesting to see what happens next week against West Ham, but I feel like Anthony Elanga does have a claim to start right now, especially with the way Jadon Sancho is playing. And the thing with Jadon Sancho, I said it before, I don't know how he fixes this really. And I don't know how he comes out of this bad form. Needs to be a bit more aggressive, but obviously he's not doing that anymore. He did that in that, what was it, that little 10-minute cameo that he had in the Europa League, but overall he hasn't been good enough. But fair play to Anthony Elanga, made a difference. Fred, he was all right when he came on. Obviously wasn't as good as he was the other day against Tottenham. But listen, man, I'll be honest, not much went on in that game. Now I'm actually deeping it. I feel like a draw is a fair result. I don't feel like United was sensational. I don't think that Chelsea was sensational either. Like, it's a weird one. Chelsea got a penalty. We didn't get a penalty. We didn't deserve a penalty. Listen, I think the XG was similar as well. Obviously, Chelsea's XG was inflated with the penalty, 0.75. But I'm not going to complain, my personal opinion kind of thing. I'm not going to complain. If you told me before the season started, we would have played all the top 6, which we have. We beat Arsenal at home, would have taken that. We beat Tottenham at home, would have taken that. We beat Liverpool at home, would have bitten your hand off for that, and drew to Chelsea away, and obviously lost to Man City away, which, listen, that we've had a very good start to the season. We're 11 games played, 20 points, and we've arguably had probably, in my personal opinion, the hardest run from any single side in the Premier League, or the top 6, let's say. We're in a decent position in the league, and hopefully we can continue this on. But listen, there's a lot of positives to take in my personal opinion. There's a lot of positives. Obviously, some things we can work on. Final third, I still think the final third is our biggest weakness. But listen, it will come kind of thing, isn't it? I'm relatively happy, especially with the first 30 to 35 minutes. Our pressing, by the way, that's something I really want to talk about quickly as well, was brilliant. Like Chelsea, who was in Mount Sterling, they were dropping deep a bit too quick kind of thing. You saw Luke Shaw and Dalot. Big up Dalot as well. They were pressing very, very high, closing down the space kind of thing, which we done extremely well. Fair play, innit? That's all I'm going to say. Fair play. Obviously, we'll dig a bit deeper into the game on Monday with Flawless, but I'm happy kind of thing, innit? I will take a point. And I feel like we've had a very good start to the season. I don't know what you lot think. A lot of people are going to think it's 2 points drop considering the way Chelsea were. But listen, the game's a game. Hey, special shout out to Chalobah as well. I thought Chalobah was very good for Chelsea. I thought that could have been a weakness because, listen, Koulibaly, yeah, you're replacing with Chalobah. But he held his own kind of thing, innit? So fair play to him. But listen, man, make sure you guys like the video. Comment your thoughts on the game because I feel like it's going to be very mixed kind of thing, innit? And subscribe to the channel. And I'll be back on Monday. Pick up everything.